And I think that's really important for us to hear because I feel like in the conversations that I have with pastors and other church leaders, people are so worried that there is this almost a feeling of necessity to work harder, faster, and more hectic by
Mm,
sort of by accident, which is the absolute opposite of working through discernment.
hmm
You know, and so I really hope that we can at least get a sense that, this work is so important that we can't do it fast. It has to be done well and with such wisdom and discerning spirits. But I think people are just so anxious that
hmm
we're just trying to do everything.
And it's so hard to find time and space to get outside of the day-to-day reactive mode that we have been living in for certainly the last however many months of COVID. But even before that, and I think that for me in my scripture study recently, I just the observation that Jesus was always like, "Hey, let's go up to the mountain for a while. Let's talk about some things up on the mountain." And I think that we're really in that season that we've got to receive that invitation from Jesus and to just find time to really look at things and to look in our own hearts and to discover what God has in store for us in this season. I mean, one of my favorite questions I'm asking folks right now is like, what do you think God is doing right now? Like, what are you seeing? And I think we've just got to take time to be in community and in conversation around some of these deeper questions. So that's what I think. I mean, that's why your podcast is so important. What you're doing here, Scott, is because it's an opportunity for folks to just take a deep breath and to listen to some of these conversations and to let the Spirit work through them for their own discernment.
Yeah, and I think that the part of what how I think part of why this podcast is helpful is because we get at sort of the more personal sides of the people that we get to have conversation with. So it's not just about I see this or I see that out in the world.
Mm,
It's also about where is this in my own life? How am I experiencing this and leading in this, or how am I being a pastor in this, or what does it feel like for me to be facing all this stuff? I was thinking about when you were talking about Jesus going up to the mountain, and part of my initial reaction was, yeah, but Jesus didn't have email.
yeah.
He wasn't
Right. Yeah,
following him
that's true.
around all the time, and